Yo, what up, everybody? Oh, that's oh, ah, there we go. Boom, shakalaka. Welcome in, welcome in. It's Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back on Arc Raiders. Good news. One, I forgot I was gonna start like 30 minutes earlier, and I was just like so in the zone to just start playing. I played around, but I played around of like getting points, and I managed to get two more of my 3 stars and also almost a 3 star in Rocketeers. Now I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get this one, but we need to work on getting into promotion status. Now I'm been put in the sweat lobbies. 134,000 points, 132,000 points. These guys are insane, and I bet they all have blueprints that I don't have, and I cannot get there. So, my main goal today for the Raider trials is to get this to like 35,000. Found out how to do it. It's pretty simple. I know how to do this one, 30,000, easy. This one I could do if I had wolf packs. This is the one that's gonna keep me behind. I don't have my wolf pack blueprint, and this one, it's just I don't even know how I'm gonna do that one. I'll have to figure it out. But anyway, that being said, the thing I need isn't for another 49 minutes. So what I want to do is go on Bird City, because apparently Bird City has all the loot, but also all the PvP. So it's a win-lose situation. But I'm not gonna go in super kitted. We go in, we get, or we get got. It is what it is. Also, they put out their second episode. I don't know if you guys are following their Discord or not, but they put out a thing for clips for their leapers. If you have a clip for a leaper, I don't think I do. I don't think I have a leaper clip. I have to check. Pretty sure I don't have a leaper clip. I have to see. If I have one, I'll submit it. There's that, and they also put out episode 2. There. Life of a Raider. I just do want to. There we go. Let's watch this.
Hello and welcome back to Embark Studios here in Stockholm, Sweden. In our last video we explored the original concept for Arc Raiders, an epic co-op machine hunting multiplayer game that never quite found its feet.
The Arc Raiders that exist today emerged from that idea, but while the team at Embark had a world, a handful of enemy types, and a lot of tools and technology built, from a gameplay perspective they were essentially starting from scratch. Over the next few years they would have to establish how PvP could make the project more interesting, and then craft levels, enemies, and mechanics around that concept. This would prove to be the most challenging time in the project's history. Embark had launched the finals earlier than planned, which had given the Arc Raiders team a bit more runway, but now, years into development, the clock was ticking louder than ever. In this video we're going to cover several fascinating aspects of game design that happened in this period, from how the game looks and sounds, to how the levels were split apart and reassembled, the work that went into wrapping all of this into an extraction shooter form with interesting progression, what happened when they made the decision to drop free to play, and a lot more. But before the team could get to any of that, they'd have to answer one fundamental question.
What aspects of the original Pioneer concept would be retained, and what new ideas would come to the table?
It's almost a 30-minute video, guys. We're watching.
A lot of people will leave the planet when it goes south. So we call that the exodus in our lore. And then we have the ecological collapse itself, the depopulation across the globe. And then we start our game much, much later when we are following a generation of people who has no concept of the world that we live in today. So we don't want to carry this sense of loss. We needed to establish that the machines themselves were able to dominate the surface. Naturally, we will be the one underground.
It is crazy how
If you
like
want something from
every
the top
little
side,
thing that you see was like
If
made.
we were to have a world realistically depicted in what had happened in this world, there would be nothing left. So we've taken loads of liberties in having things still have a material quality and a sort of nice appeal to it. You try to have this approach of having very naturalistic lighting. And that, for one, brings out a lot of inherent qualities in the things. We don't use a lot of color grading or anything like that because we want to balance everything to have a very naturalistic look. And then we can sort of push the things that need pushing in order to achieve this sort of contrast in between.
First of all, we needed to understand this new category of games. We spent a lot of time playing that. And for me, that was fairly easy. I played a lot of extraction shooter games before. And there's great competitors out there, and there's great games out there. So what can we learn? We knew from the beginning that the world and its narrative wanted to be. There was something in the market that we felt like there isn't really a game here that speaks to you in that way. So if you're interested in this world and exploring it and learning more about its events and maybe participating yourself in the events of this world, that felt like a pretty clear opportunity for us instinctively. A lot of us were just feeling that needed to be there.
The original version of Arc Raiders was based in one massive open world map, but to make a game about looting and finding cover and exploring and listening to threats, the team was going to have to take an entirely new approach to level design. So what areas from Pioneer's world could they reuse, and where would they have to start from scratch? How would the levels in Arc Raiders look and play?
So initially we have this massive world. That was the initial ambition, that every map that we have now would be a server, and then it would be like a battle royale, sending you to the center where the big robot would be, and we would kill the servers as they would go, and so on.
Look at that old robot.
Then after
That's
the pivot,
crazy.
I mean, obviously two things came up. A game that is about looting, where looting is central. It sort of implies that there is a density in the world. Even if you go into a sort of singular room or an apartment, it needs to hold up for a player's expectations of exploration.
I can't remember the exact number, but we used to have just a wide open world level where all these places existed. And I think today a single one of our maps has more props and actors in it than the whole of that world ever did by a factor of 2 or 3. So we inherited what we call DAM and Spaceport from Pile 1. But they've seen tremendous.
Oh my God, look at the
work put
old
into them because
Hornet.
those were obviously made for a very different game.
That thing
It
looks
didn't involve
even
any
worse than the
story
other
interacting
one.
with the environment, or even doors for that matter. It didn't exist back then.
Because we didn't have interiors, all buildings were empty, there was no props, because the game was not a game about the interiors, it was about moving towards the center, so we didn't care if there was a bed in... we still don't have toilets in our game, that's a nice curiosity. We didn't, back in the day, we didn't even have fall damage in the game. So at the first map, there's very horizontal spaceport. You could jump from the towers, shooting and gunning and all of that, right? So I had to change a bunch of those things and put ways for it to go down.
And then Spaceport's much wider open in terms of its spacing, so there's a lot of open ground that's exposed, and there's some tunnels and cover to make your way between places, but it becomes a bit more of a risk thing. So you see players kind of moving in rings around places and then finding their ingress and doing what they can and then trying to get back out again. So it becomes a bit harrowing, especially as the round progresses, where players naturally start collapsing toward the middle, as opposed to DAM, where everyone sort of either swaps sides or stays mixed into the geography around the area. But in terms of gameplay, the DAM we're slating that for kind of our first map players get contact with. It has kind of a lot of easier affordances for a new player. It's got drastic height differences between like kind of the two halves of the map. It's got a good mix of interior and exterior. In the inheritance of DAM and Spaceport in particular, it was tricky over time to morph geometry and
That's the old
things
DAM
in those
tower.
levels to work for this type of game, because PvP especially was never a consideration for those. So suddenly things like sightlines and approach angles and dead ends and everything became much more critical to worry about, and making sure the affordance of PvP was correct. And it's even trickier when we have a third-person camera, which affords corner peeking and things like that.
And then Buried City, which is the last one that we've made, is made for this game. It's a more indoors actually map, and a lot of parkour, even though it's not a game about parkour, but there is a lot of ways for you to use the ceilings and the rooftops. It's a more PvP prone map, since it's the one we did with PvP in mind. The other two we adapted for it.
We knew the post-pivot that we needed one contrasting map that would be telling players more clearly that it's set on Earth, because I think those monolithic structures, if you squint, you go, are we on Mars or are we on? So we wanted to ground the game on Earth, and this game is set in the south of Italy, deeply inspired by that region. And there's a volcano there, and there's a certain biome there, and also to sort of distinguish ourselves from other sort of post-apocalyptic worlds, which is usually sort of America-centric. So we started building out this other world that is Bird City,
where you can spend most of the round in only one or two buildings if you're really trying to, and hearing other players on other floors or building across an alley. And it's kind of an interesting mix between modern structures of like a hospital or a shopping center, and then because our game is based in Italy, it's a lot of old town, like rustic structures, and they're all collapsed and destroyed, and the city itself is half buried in sand. So sometimes you'll walk straight onto a rooftop, go into a building, and then come out on the first floor that is still on a sand dune somewhere, and then worm your way even further through some buildings and end up finally on street level near a park. We had people on the project who were very ingrained in that game loop of I'm running across massive environments and scaling
Those
buildings
rocket
and firing
boots.
rocket launchers at things, to this much more slow-paced, tactical, thoughtful gameplay. And we shifted kind of very gradually over time, and you'd still get pockets of like, oh, this feels bad, and trying to like shift the mentality from bombastic robot fights to tension-filled rounds to get through. So it was definitely a challenge to build things in a way that helped us transition from one to the other. And there's a lot of legacy stuff even today that we still have to parse through, that is a holdover from what the game was to what it needs to become.
I mentioned it in the opening of this series that I was a massive admirer of many of the team members at Embark, but there's actually one particular team in the studio who I've been dying to interview for years. Several members of the Arc Raiders audio team were previously part of the audio department at DICE, responsible for the award-winning soundscapes of those early Battlefield games, a series that pioneered brutally realistic weapon sounds. The audio design in Arc Raiders is critical to the experience, communicating so much to the players about the threats around them. But before we dive into that, I want to first know why realistic weapon noises have been a hallmark of this team.
It was very different at the time. So I think a lot of people reacted to it just sounding different. And by that time, not even movies had gone that route, really. So it was sort of a novel thing, I guess. I did service in the Swedish military because I'm so old that it was like a mandatory thing, because I was a sniper in the military, so we had to do lots of shooting and shooting different weapons, and also sabotage things, so we had to blow things up. So I sort of had a quite clear view of how violent the whole experience is, and it like really just turns your gut inside out. I see it as it's 50% of the experience. I mean, you see it and you hear it. So it has to be there. I think for me the ultimate goal is that players completely forget about them playing a game. I just want them to be in a world that they think is there. And I think with sound you can get far, because we can record everything, we can make everything sound real. So it's very powerful. All the things that you put into the game, if you get them to breathe the same air and everything, it can feel like it's actually there. One thing that is very similar.
What is
to
that
the work
shield?
we've
That
done
did you guys see
for
that?
years, it's similar, actually there.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh my God, that shield.
One thing that is very similar to the work we have done for years is that it uses just physics. So this has always been a huge challenge, and we've been recording everything, trying to like, okay, so now this rock will fall down, and how big is the rock? How small is it? How heavy is it? How, like, what does it fall onto? And you have to record all of that. Like, oh, I drop a rock on wood. I drop it in sand. I drop it here. Then I take a bigger rock. I drop that. Then I take many rocks. I drop those. And this tedious work of, but you have to do it. It's the groundwork that has to be done. And these robots, they also, it's just physics and limbs. Okay, how do we do this? Okay, we need to measure all the joints and try to figure out what everything is going on inside of these robots. These are mechanical things.
It's one thing, guys. It's one thing for a game to look good and feel good, but it's another thing for it to sound. Like the things sound people have to go through, the amount of work, the amount of recording, hours and hours on end of listening and tweaking different sounds or making other sounds. It's just wild. Like if you go through like all the years that you've been alive and you think of like the stuff you've seen or heard in games and movies and all types of stuff, you're like, someone had to make that sound like that in order for me to get the experience that I'm getting. Without sound people being as good as they are, I don't think anything would have that like je ne sais quoi, you know what I'm saying? I don't think anything would have that like pizzazz. Oh shoot. I did not even realize the Spotify was still going. Where's he at? Where are we at?
Mechanical things. So we recorded mechanical things, hovering with drones and going up and down, and we used table fans, and we put stuff in the table fans so when you start to destroy the drones, and then we just put pens in the in the fans and all sorts of things in the fan and recorded that. So we're just trying to extract all of this information. It's a challenge, for sure.
Allow the things in there to be real. That's why we want to use, you know, gradual destructions on the drones. You would shoot up a thruster, and that disables its ability to fly. Of course it does. Like it's physics talking back to you, and there's something fun to play with physics. You don't need a health bar to tell you that. You just saw it, and you can listen to that, and you can make those calls, trust in the human ability to decode that, listening and looking, and not relying on a UI to tell you the actual truth of what's going on. I think that's also something we've kept in spirit of, like, pursuing this trust in players that they can decode a world and allow their own sort of affordances of how they think the world operates to inform their decision making. I think that's something we've been really adamant about keeping for the player.
There are certain things that you have to start thinking of working with rather than working against, right? Like when you find that, oh, it's so intuitive and compelling to be able to shoot a thruster off of a drone and see it like spin out and fly into a wall, and that's awesome and that feels great. But then we also have to be mindful of the fact that
it's so nice to like. It's so nice to shoot a wasp thruster off, and it gets so off balance it flies into like a tree and blows up. It's the best thing ever.
Walls and not a lot of room for the enemy to fly around in. It's probably going to fly into that wall and die, and we have to be okay with that, right?
Yeah, it has been a trick, and we've again gone through a lot of iterations. We used to put very bright orange glowy weak points on them to be like, you shoot here, please. But one thing that kind of diminished was we actually have all of the enemies physically fly around using forces, and the thrusters on them are the things actually providing those movement vectors. So what that did was it kind of really diminished the fact that you could shear off a thruster and you'd see its flight start to wobble, or even it would knock itself into an object and explode. And what it turned into was shoot the thing with the health bar and then the whole drone explodes, and we kind of lost a lot of that. And it's also not the most interesting gameplay to just only shoot at weak points.
This is the best game I've worked on for me, because it's a game about listening for things. I put so much work in all the Foley stuff, and now that you actually care about that, because now it's a game about listening and listening for other players. And so all the work we did early, because we built like a complete sandbox sort of audio engine type of thing. So now it shines, because now that's what the game is about. You're moving about, you're listening for things, because you really care about those things now, because everything is dangerous, and so you really want to know, like, is there someone there? Is there someone in the adjacent room? What is that person doing? You can hear them opening a locker and just going through the shelves and picking things up.
Players might choose this weapon because it's great for them in PvP. They're a player who can do really good flick aim and get a headshot cleanly, and that can be good for them in PvP, but
Airpin.
maybe it doesn't serve them so well in fighting drones. So how can we bake in some more qualities to these weapons that give them a bit different specific purpose that you might choose to bring that? So for example, if you're a player who loves shotguns, that's great at close range, and it's great at things that are kind of generally unarmored unless you have like a slug round. So what if we then made our heavy caliber weapons penetrate drone armor very effectively? And now you're like, well, I don't actually like this breech loader rifle because it's slow and cumbersome, and if I miss, I'm reloading forever, but it will punch clean through a drone's armor. So that's, a choice I'm being afforded now to offset maybe the weak sides of the weapons I do prefer.
We add things to the weapons. I mean, if they look like something that has electrical moving things, then we add those little aspects to it as well. And all the weapons are built from different layers. We have the mechanics separated, this separated, that separated, the echo separated, all the sort of distances that we've been recording them, we split that up and fade it. What you hear when you fire a gun is a large amount of recordings that from the different angles and distances, and then we sort of put that together into a gun model. So if someone is firing from far away, you hear a far away gunshot of that caliber or whatever. So it's built out of 1,000 small parts. And then you can also stick an electric motor in there, and it will just work with this whole model. It's very consistent, and you can sort of just distill everything, but they all come from the same source. So it becomes much easier to do something that sounds really believable.
Embark had established their new vision for Arc Raiders, a game that attempted to blend PvE with player-on-player combat, a game that attempted to blend the intimate exploration of their detailed levels with the tension of extraction shooters. But it was finding the right blend of all of this that was going to prove their biggest challenge.
In resetting Arc Raiders to this extraction game experience, the studio embarked on a difficult plan. These games are notoriously tough to balance, not just ensuring that players of all skill levels have a rewarding experience, but that people who play solo don't get swamped by those who play teams. That risk is rewarded without being overly cruel, that the game can create tension around its goals without stunting player progress. In a single-player game, it's very easy to give players cookies for doing a good job. In most multiplayer games, skill and teamwork are the tools to winning. This is what makes a game like The Finals, a competitive round-based shooter, a good candidate for free-to-play. But in a game where players are going to require satisfying progression, where survival is so important, the team was really struggling to find this right balance between risk and reward. So before we can talk about progression, we need to first talk about the decision to drop free-to-play. This decision massively helped issues the team were having with the progression, because drip-feeding content or artificially holding back progress felt at odds with the game. But putting a price tag on the experience was also going to present some challenges. So where did this decision come from, and how exactly did it change ARC Raiders?
It's actually in many ways made it drastically easier. In free-to-play, you need to, in some ways, make things a little stickier than they would be otherwise, take a little more time, a little more grind, just so players are more incentivized to, stay in and stick into those loops and keep playing your game, and ideally are incentivized to then spend money on that game. So for this type of title, it made it kind of hard to respect the player's time in some of these areas around crafting or sessions and things like that, because we were almost had a hand on their forehead going, slow down a little bit, where it felt a little bad. So as soon as that decision came down, it made us able to make things take the amount of time that felt appropriate in a lot of ways. So crafting no longer has timers on it that you have to wait out, or the amounts of things we're asking you to collect are a little more rational, or match the effort and outcome match each other a little more precisely, and things like that. So it's helped a lot, but it does, on the other side, again, launching at a price point, we still need ways to monetize that doesn't feel predatory or things like that. So that's also been an interesting challenge.
It's a pure market. It's like, how do we adapt to what the market wants? A free-to-play game would attract a lot of players, and we can maybe get tens of millions of players for a while. But as we started building what would become the rebirth of ARC Raiders, we started looking at, it was actually the team who started asking questions. Free-to-play, is this the right model for us?
One of the early tenets we set for ourselves is that we wanted to be more approachable than kind of the standard extraction shooter, which can result in just this poverty loop of I have nothing, I go in with my knife, I fail, I try again, and it is very tricky, right? Because anytime the game slaps you for doing PvP in a PvP game, that feels bad, right? So it is tricky, and there's kind of passive ways you can do it and active ways you can do it, and some of the passive ways is just leaning into some of the tenets of extraction games or similar, like you're expending resources, it's risk to you to do this fight because you don't know whether you're going to win, so you stand to lose. And having that fear of losing your stuff or losing that fight, hopefully, is something that gives a person pause. A more active solution is doing things like world activities, quests, or other types of challenges that don't necessarily require multiple people, but are greatly benefited from having multiple people doing it. So getting people to temporarily form alliances. And that's actually kind of our unicorn in some ways, is getting those tenuous alliances to happen organically. You can obviously party up deliberately and go in with your friends, but that's a very different dynamic than seeing somebody in the wild and feeling out the situation. We have a lot of nonverbal communication efforts that we've put into the game, so through our ping system, our emote system, things like that, so you can kind of convey a lot of meaning with one input.
I like both solo and groups. When I go with groups, I'm very aggressive, maybe way too much. I'm always the first one to die. But when I'm playing solo, I'm actually quite stealthy. I like that nature of the game, that you can actually decide what you want to do, right? So when I'm playing with the team, I try to every session put a different hat. Like sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna shoot, no questions asked. I will shoot first. And just to create that in the playtest as well, because that's how the game will be played. I think some players would be like, I don't know, they accumulated too much wealth, now they want to spend it, they're gonna go with all the weapons, everything, and they're gonna shoot at sight. And sometimes they'll be poor trying to get their stuff, sometimes they'll just want to do their quests. And I like the fact that our game allows for all of that.
To launch a new game today, irrespective of what platform you're on or what type of game it is, it's harder and harder and harder to break into kind of a critical mass that makes any financial sense. I think game developers out there are really scratching their heads thinking, I made a great game. And often you see today that if you've done a really good job, you'll see players jump on, they'll stay there for a while, but guess what? Then they drop out and go and do something else. A big component of that is due to the fact the game didn't have the attributes or instruments needed to retain the players. So it's on us as game developers, it's not the gamers' fault. We need to do a better job of making sure that they have a need and a desire to stick around playing our game. And what can we learn from our previous games? Having gotten finals into the market, we saw a big peak, like a crazy amount of people, then we saw a drop-off. Now, because of hard work, we're seeing people return to the game, and we're seeing a growth curve coming back. But I think it's always going to be in what's the long-term motivation for a player to play. It sits in the progression, in the meta layer, making sure that there are meaningful things to do in the game.
What's going on,
apart
Portable?
from just running around and shooting people. That's probably our biggest challenge, and will remain our biggest challenge when we launch the game and after launch.
Primarily, I think our biggest concern right now is what does the end game look like? Because what often happens in these games is they either have a seasonal reset mechanic, so there's just always a clock on what you're doing, and then that tends to culminate in, towards the end of that, players bringing all their best, shiniest things and just duking it out until the reset happens. And so there's been a lot of talks about how we actually handle that. What do we lean into for PvE? What types of events can we do? Seasonal storylines, things like that. So getting that shaped up, I think, is kind of what I'm most keen to figure out, because players even internally are like, well, I have amazing gear. My stash is full of amazing gear. I very rarely die. Nothing is asking me to use that. And part of the answer is the giant robots coming back in a form that makes sense for this game. But then what's the framework for highly skilled or highly wealthy players to then go and challenge themselves or be challenged by and earning additional awards? And we're going to have, kind of the traditional things like battle passes and stuff where you can work through those, but what sort of extra motivation can we give to those players who need something to do?
We've covered a bunch of areas of design in this video, but there is one large mechanical elephant in the room: the machines themselves. In the first video in this series, I mentioned how one of the biggest technology investments the studio had made was in the locomotion technology driving the movement of these machines, a brand new way to create believable, intimidating enemies that adapted to having parts of their structures blown off. The struggle to get this technology to work was ongoing.
I would hate to see a big machine that could just run you down, dude. That one that was running with the 4 legs, that was running like a dog almost. Yeah, I would scream and cry, but like, please, no. Do not do this.
Going throughout the entire development of Arc Raiders, and continues today. So in the next episode in this series, we're going to explore how the arcs themselves were built, the technological struggles the teams have undergone to wrestle satisfying gameplay out of them, and what their groundbreaking technology means for the future of this game, and perhaps many more. See you then.
That was dope. Yeah. I mean, a lot of, just like an absolute a lot of work goes into that, and then making those robots and making them like move good and feel nice to fight, but it's not too overpowering. It's just crazy. I'm happy with like what they came out with that, how the end result is. I know they have more arc in the vault, so I mean, time will tell what happens. We'll probably get new bosses, and more storyline, introduction to new things, and hopefully, I know there's a whisper in the wind that there's a new map coming, apparently in the December update. So we'll see about that. I know they're doing the snow thing, but yeah, I know they're doing the snow thing. I need to go to Blue Gate. I need to go to Blue Gate. Okay, I know. Yeah, they're doing the snow thing. I didn't hear anything about a map. What do I need? I need to all this. Jeez. I've gotta find the shield. I have just got to. Can I? Oh, yeah, there we go. It's like, can I please? Like that. Smoke. Those hoppers. Start using these. Take some adrenaline shots, but I'm not gonna bank on it too much. I'll take the Raider. I need a Raider. Take that. Power rod, can do. Can do power rod. Got that on him. Alright. I'm gonna go to Night Raid Buried City for some loot. A little bit of goop. I've been seeing videos, and apparently this map is the map for loot, so joyous. It's also the map for death. And destruction. So let's see. Make that up. We get the PvP, maybe we don't.
Head home at the southern station. Let's go to Plaza Rosa. Have your eyes adjusted to the dark yet, Raider? Loot is ripe for the picking while most of Toledo is asleep, though my suppliers say that Ark is twice as vigilant after sunset.
Hello. How you?
Do you want any weapons?
No. I was just wondering if anybody was in there. Thought maybe someone
There's
blocked it off.
Yeah, I
Hold
boxed
on.
it off because
Get back inside. Oh, hello, another traveler.
Howdy.
Hello.
Hey. Loaded.
We'll try another. Almost. You died though. You got to be kidding me. What lemons? Dude, where is this thing? You don't see me. You do not see me. Just go about your business. Go about your business. Portable. Yeah, I know, portable. I'm so stupid. I'm wasting so much time. I love this. This is great. This is fun. This is fantastic. I love what is happening right now. Yes. Go away. Holy hell. I thought I got... There's so many people. Can everyone just go do something? Be one with the tree? I'm trying, dude. I'm trying. Trying to be one with the... Hopefully. Oh, get the gun parts off you, though. Let me just take a little bit of that. Don't mind if I do. Don't mind if I do. Oh. Hey. Little rubber ducky never hurt anybody. I may take back what I said about this map. This map may be actually pretty good. Take back what I said. I take it all back. Take it all back. Need that. Take that. Take back everything I said. Take it all back. Take it all back. The great goopenings. Slide right in. Slide it in. Oh my god. You can get deadline mines out of that? We're going back. We're going back. Although I don't think I'm gonna have time to go back for nighttime run. I might have to wait a little bit. Might have to wait a little bit. I think nighttime run out of the question. Lucky. What is? Oh wait, wrong button. Oh. All that. I think we're out of time for the night run. Go one more time. Go one more time. Did I lose my golds in PvP? No, I sold them before they got, before like the nerf for the Venator came, because it was pointless to use them, but now they're like semi-decent to use in Arc, and I just haven't gotten them back yet. I just haven't done like the Queen or the Matriarch, which I need to do. I've been procrastinating on it. Because like they're not the best for PvP. Yeah, I mean like the guns that I use are good. Like if even not if better than the legendary guns. Because the legendary Gatling gun takes forever. The
Go to Plaza Rosa.
the other like sniper legendary gun takes forever, and then the new one isn't even all that good either. So it's kind of like, why would I even attempt? There wasn't. I'm afraid. I don't know where said guy went. I'm on a mission. Ain't got time for no hoot nanny. I'm on a mission, and I ain't got time for no hoot nanny. This is dangerous, what I'm doing. Do not do it. This is how you get shot. And perhaps killed. A lot of hoopla. Run. Parkour. We're down. We're in. We're around. Like so. Oh my god. They know hootenanny and Saho down? I mean, hey. Whatever it is, this place at nighttime is banging. I'll bust it. Oh my god. You're busting over there, dude.
I thought we were chilling.
Don't mind me, gentlemen. Just, yeah. Yeah, I know about that spot. It is one of the goated spots, but usually when I get there, it's either someone's in there already or I was too late. God. That. Get in the goop, get in the goop. Not been yep. Pottery? Crazy. That's going on. There's a guy down below. Come kill him. Hurry up. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. He's down below. He's down below. He's down below. Fucker. Well, that's what happens. The rats be ratting today. I lost my attachments. I should have reset and went back up. That was a bad play on my part. Should have hit the reset. Damn, he got my showstoppers. That bitch. And the night raid's over. Wait, God. Yep. All right. We're on to new ventures now. Forgot the night raid is over. Doing a trial run. Pray. Pray I get the spawn I need. Here we go. Doing it with the light shield. Please save me. Probably should. We're not doing it. Something was like, don't do that. I'm like, okay, I won't. Alright, hold. I'm not doing this with the light shield, but we'll do it with one of these. Boom, 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 boom. What else? those just 'cause. And we'll bring one of those. 'Cause why not? Into the storm we go. Into the storm we go. Had I had a medium shield, like if I'd have took just like my regular medium shield setup, that guy would have been. And I was also out of stamina, which was not good. I don't even know how I ran out of stamina that quickly. I think I rolled like twice. That's what killed my stam. It is what it is.
Let's go to the fort.
Ask and you shall receive. Do I?
Hello? If anyone can hear me, an electromagnetic
I know the route.
storm is currently raging over topside. Beware the lightning strikes if you're outdoors.
A little high spot right there. We're late. Dude, I hate it. We're late. We're looking for a husk. Shut up! I know I'm out of range. We're looking for a husk on the ground. Or old Robin. Robin. I love lightning, yes I do. I love lightning. How about old Robin part? Got Aha! See that? Old Robin. See 2-0 Robin. Who is he talking to? Oh god. Now that's funny. That's comedy right there. That is comedy. That is funny. That's funny right there. That's hilarious. Funny. That's why you don't PvP in the storm. Especially if you got robots on you, because you're probably gonna die. Hey, Jonathan, how much are the RAM prices? I didn't hear about that. Are they astronomical, like out of this world? Should even be like that crazy? Yeah, that could be a good strategy. So apparently there was a guy fighting robots and then another guy snuck up behind him. Ooh, gross. I'm so glad I have the PC that I have right now, dude. Otherwise, I don't know what I would be doing. But there were two guys. One of them was fighting a robot. The other guy shot him in the back, and then that guy also died to robots. Which is absolutely hilarious. Instant karma, I guess. And then I just got to loot both bodies, so it is what it is. I ain't complaining. 200% markup. Yeah, dude, those scalpers get you. Dude, scalpers are like the worst thing to happen to computer stuff. I don't know about this route. This guy said this route was good, but I'm just not seeing it. Where's my extract? Oh shit. I feel like that out there is a trap, and I haven't been out there to look at it. Oh, okay. Got 11 minutes to continue running around this place. What am I at? Only at 48. Dude said he had 35K. What? 35K where? There's more people dying. Is that me?
An ARC orbiter is en route. The safe window is closing. You have 10 minutes to return to Speranza. I repeat, 10 minutes.
One's out in the open. Two, I'm scared. Oh no, Rocketeer, please don't do this to me. I won't do this to me. No, please. You'll just go away. Ew. Hello? Hello? Doesn't it? Owie. That dude must have had like a fresh raid running this entire place. I just don't see it happening. Okay. Stupid bitch. Got 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
All Raiders, Ark on screen. 5 minutes left. Go find your way home. I repeat, 5 minutes.
Under this thing. No. Brother. Boom, 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 boom. Me. Oh, did they change security in that? Might have fucked up. Might be in trouble, boys. I might have fucked up. Might have done an oopsie. I might have done an oopsie. Holy shit. Talk about cutting it close, dude. I think that was after the 1 second mark. I'll do me like this. Don't do me like this. I didn't beat my record, dude. There's no way, bro. I also couldn't finish the entire loop. Dude, how these guys are no-lifing these points, I have failed to understand. I fail to understand. I just don't get it. What are y'all doing to get so many points? Wait, let me get this. You mod components, which probably takes the rest of the other components that I needed. No, springs up. Nice. I have a yellow. Oh, where's got a tech mod on it? Wait, what? He had a tech mod on his thing? +3 projectiles per. Excuse me? want to run that by me one more time? You want to run that by me one more time? Guys, give me a second. Give me a hot second, please. I'm sorry. I'm gonna run that by me one more time. 30% reduce projectile damage. Huh. Hold on. One second, please. What are we talking about right now? Oh my god. It shoots 2 now. 3. It shoots 3. Wait, it's... Oh my god! It's a shotgun! Brother, look at how mean this thing looks in my hand. What? Dude, this thing's disgusting now. Even with the reduced damage, that's gotta be disgusting, right? 70% reduced projectile damage. No, it's not my first shotgun. It's just usually this isn't a shotgun. So, if we do... Does it tell me the damage here? Hold on. Doesn't tell me the damage, but may have a way to test. Ooh, 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 ooh. Salsa. Salsa. This one real quick. I'm not gonna complain about where the practice range is, but I'm just saying, Embark, if you're listening, if you put the new if you make a new practice range and you put it down in Speranza, where there's like, I can pull a lever and like scroll on this machine that just like gives me every weapon to test. Then there's like a case that I can go to just grab ammo for all those weapons. And then like there's different like technologies with the screens that tell me how much damage, but it's not like new technology. It's like the old made up. Someone had to like build out of a box. I'm just saying. Be pretty fucking cool. All right. Oh, for what would take 2 shots, now takes 3. I think it's so, but it would still be nasty. Pick mod for the ammo that replaces its bullets with ones that split into 4 weaker projectiles. Okay, so it's still shooting the one, it's just sprayed out. And if you can get all the shots, get all the damage. But if you want your damage back, you gotta take this off. I guess this is now like an up-close weapon. I mean, from this far away, for that to be that accurate is crazy. This thing might be actually disgusting. I say we go lose it. I said we go to Stella Montes and lose it. I said we go straight to Stella and we lose it. I look to spawn in Stella, and you know what's gonna happen? I'm gonna spawn in, and then just get shot immediately. We'll save that gun. We'll save it for a rainy day. All right. Back to what I was complaining about these trial points. Sorry, guys, I didn't mean to yell over here. I only have one wolf pack. All right, dude, we're doing Buried City runs. I don't care. People are dying. Boom, got that. A little bit of that. One of those for good luck. This here. Alright, let's see how good the daytime Buried City loot is versus the nighttime. Which one is better? I need blueprints, because I'm not gonna be able to do anything without blueprints. So that's what they're doing. They have to have these wolf. They're just going in with tons and tons of wolf pack, and they're just blowing it up. Especially the Rocketeer one. Cannot wait till I get a wolf type blueprint. But it's almost December, which means we're gonna have to reset anyways. Oh. Where am I at? Perfect.
Let's go to Plaza Rosa.
Fresh raid, perfect as well. Yeah, I know you told me, but it's still the like. There's still the RNG factor of it. It's not like a guaranteed thing. Did I forget my drugs? I did. Love that thing. Out here with no stam. At the whims of other people. Spicy. Loot's still a little spicy. Loot's still a little spicy. feel like someone's behind me. I heard them on the roof. Downstairs. I just blew up the turret. I'm sorry, little one. Hopefully I don't die here. Come on.
Why though, dude?
Little bit of goop for me. That's all I need. Just a little bit of goop for me. Now it's time to leave. Got a little bit of goop for me. All we gotta do is watch out for the rat. Okay, a little bit of goop. Yeah, I did. You can't trust anybody in this game, bro. I'm sorry. This game has taught me one thing: don't trust anybody. If you're not super duper friendly off rip, you're not like super duper friendly off rip, dude, I'm gonna shoot you. I don't care. I don't care. Did you? It did so long for their mic to cut off. Did you hear the sigh that he did? He was like, He's probably gonna go destroy someone's run now. And you know what? They can blame that one. They can blame that one. I'll take the blame for that one. I will take the blame for it. I did that. Am I sorry? Not really. Can't really say that I am. Can't really say that I am. Hello? Oh no, no, that's why I didn't recognize this. I was like, wait, what is this? Oh no! I can't send that to Stash. That's gotta go back out. Can't destroy that. He just wanted his, and that's why he was mad. We figured out why he was mad. He was mad because of his analyzer, and I understand. I would have been upset too. I understand where the sigh came from. Many a times have I been trying to get to that building. I've been shot down like the dog in the street. And just been like, why me? Why today? You just gotta pick your bootstraps back up. Grab one out there. Yeah, I don't need this many meds. That's a little overkill. Let's not overkill. Let's not overkill. The loot wasn't that bad. I think I'm cooked on the trials, y'all. I think I'm cooked on the trials, you guys. I'll see if I can get Rocketeer. But getting up there is insane. And I hate to say it. But goddamn. If you aren't prepped for trials, you are just as a solo. Here's the thing: if you aren't prepped for trials as a solo, you're cooked. I hope they change that system a little bit so like solos have a chance. Because as of right now, doing it in teams is like the way to go. If you don't have friends, sucks to be you. And if you don't have friends, sucks to be you. Well, there's 8 days of this event left. I'm gonna see what happens. I think when this event ends, for Stella, we get the ice. Maybe? We'll see. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Oh, also, chat. Yeah, I've been playing. I found out there was this new game that came out where Winds Meet. I don't know if any of y'all played it yet. I saw Asmon playing it, so I was like, I'll give it a shot.
Let's go to Plaza Rosa.
And I didn't realize it was free to play. For a free to play game, it's free. And I might play it on stream. I think I'm giving up hope on this season's trials. It's not gonna be in the, you know what, dude? We're probably gonna play here in a second portable. It's called Where Winds Meet. I don't know if you heard of it. You seen that game? Anybody playing it? Never heard of it? Yeah, it's set in like Chinese era type deal. I found a cameo last night, dude. I thought was hilarious. And I'm gonna have to show you guys because I know exactly where he's at. And I don't know if any of you have seen the movie, but I'll show you. I forgot what the movie was called, and I always like go back and watch it every couple of weeks. always go back and watch that movie like every couple of years. It's just, it's a hilarious movie. It's a hilarious comedy. Dude, 2 for 2 on that. That's oh yeah, dude. I love me a good movie. Good movie I can go back and watch just over and over and over, and it's always like that same type of feeling. I mean, like I know what's coming, but 12 Monkeys. I haven't heard of that. God, bro, the loot. Like this loot. I would like to have that. Can I have that? No, I can't have that. I can't have this. That's bad. This speaker component. I think that's the movie. I think that's the movie. Hold on. It is the movie. Oh my God, Portable, you're a goat. You're the goat, Portable, for naming the movie. It was the cameo of the frog guy. He's in the game. I'll have to show you guys. They put the frog dude in there. I was looking at his character model. I was like, I know that guy. I know that guy from. And then I really looked at the character model and I was like, wait. I know that guy. I know that guy. This is last extract. That one's going away. That one's got 5 minutes. That one's got 10. Dude, is that the same dude? Is that the same dude? There's no shot. That's the same guy. There's no shot. There's no shot. That's the same dude, right? If he breaches this, it's the same guy. It's gotta be. Yeah, the guy robbed. He's breaching. Oh, I would be so upset, dude. If he has the analyzer. He might just get it and dip. He has his flashlight on.
You little rat fuck.
The same guy? Did the same guy? Hold on, let me heal myself. Almost didn't kill him. He was salty. He was salty. There's no shot it put me in the same game again with this dude. So he only had a level 1. Okay, he doesn't have it. He doesn't have the... We're saved. We're saved. He didn't have the quest item. We're saved just a little bit. Just a taste. We're gonna take a little bit of goop. Throwing shit in a hole. That's not a bomb. Have bombs ready to go. Somebody wants to get crazy with it. I meant to just turn it on so I could see him, so I didn't get scuffed by like the dark and miss my shots. I wanted him to be lit up. I wanted him to be like right there. Like peekaboo, I see. It's unfortunate for him. I was in that building and saw him shooting the machine outside. I'd be upset too. I just lost a purple extender. Guys, it's not me, I promise. This game made me like this. I don't want the cat bed in there. Thank you. We got 14 ducks. I'm on a new mission. I'm on a new mission to get my ducks. Look at all these ducks I got. We're collecting ducks. Does that make us a duck collector? When your viewer count goes up and you start dying a lot, remember whose fault it was? Listen, me, I didn't do it. I need to not bring. Let's give people. I am bringing out a fully kitted Stitcher, which is kind of disgusting. It's kind of disgusting. Say we did. Side tap. He almost had me. I thought I was dead there for a second. And I just kept rolling and not actually tried to reload my gun. I was dead. Yeah, it was really slow. It was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. You look at it. You look at that. Me killing that guy was pretty bad. Take some of those. Some of those. I don't think there are purple ammo clips. I don't think it goes that high for ammo clips anyway, because if you look at this is level 3, this is level 3. That's all I have right now for blueprints. Like, I think this is as high as you go. I don't know if there is a level 4 or not. I've never seen one. I mean, there could be, there could not be. There could be a level 5. Maybe this. I don't think those are in the game yet. I think they are intended to be, but they're not in the game yet. I'm pretty sure they exist somewhere in someone's computer at Embark. All right, what am I doing? I wanted to. Hello. Switch that out. Hold that. I need a. Ooh. Okay. We have. There are times for this. Yes, Celeste, you can help me. You know how you can help me? Give me all your stuff.
You'll like this.
Well, Celeste is now poor. Oh, compensator number 2. Boom, bam, boom. Don't need that. Let's not forget our drugs this time. Psych, we're out of drugs. Okay, we're running out of a lot of stuff. This ain't good. This ain't good. 7? A little bit of drugs. Never hurt anybody. In-game. In-game. A little bit of drugs in-game, never hurt anybody. Never go back. Oh, it's just Probius time! That I'm not going for the probes. So I think with the trials, I maintain wildcard 1. That's gonna be it for that. It gives me the skin though. Oh, Daredevil will give me the skin. Oh well. We tried. Maybe I can still get it. See what the next trials are. Maybe I can still get it. At least I won't get demoted. fresh raid? Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so with the fresh raid. People kill for fresh raid. They are killing for fresh raid. Love that for me. Love that for me. Love that for me. Little hatch key, don't mind if I do. PvP to be had. Might be someone above me? What we do? We're out. I'm dead. I'm dead. Hello? Oh, hello.
Hey, Raider.
Hello. How are you? That guy was skirt. Have made it to the. What's up? Sorry, no. Hello. Yeah. Big whoop. What's that? I missed. He moved. He moved. I missed. I missed. I missed. I missed. Awesome. Hell, portable? Free hatch key. Another blueprint. We're gonna bring this to sell that. We need Ducky. That's a fresh shield. Have a key for this place? You key. Now, don't key. Get crispy. So they patched the. You go inside a locked room now. You will be burned by burn traps all throughout the room, and you die. There's nowhere to hide. You cannot stay in there, and then your loot, whatever you brought in, will be brought for the next one. though. I do like the apartment's locked room. That's a pretty good room. As long as you don't get like ambushed from behind. The JFV? What is it? JKV.
Go to space travel.
A little fresh raid, don't mind if I do. I'm passing this. I don't need it. Okay, I'm better. Okay, I'm better. Hello. Go into no. The right building? There's JKV right there. No. Also, the parking garage has some pretty good stuff. Reach this door. Lucky. Am I tripping? Hello? What is happening? have the money for it, I'll buy it. If I don't, I'll craft them. They're pretty simple. It's just basic materials. It's like plastic and something else. It's really simple to get. Hello.
Let's head home at the collapsed store hatch.
Out Ark? Ark is not here. Hell up out of here. Reset. Yeah, they say the art isn't on a learning program, but if you watch the art from launch to now, they're learning different patterns. They're doing things that they didn't do originally, but they swear the art don't learn as you fight them. So, I don't know. Somebody lying. Takes me 2 seconds to clear a building. I mean, that just comes with experience. But as far as like art trying to figure out how to get to you, there's definitely been some changes. And I think that was going to be my LG for art. I think we're going to switch over and play Where's Winds Meet. So if you guys are going to stick around, I would love to show you that game because it's been fun from what I've done. I've barely touched it. I've made my character, did like 1 or 2 quests and like maybe like 5 side quests, and there's still like tons and tons of stuff I haven't done. So let me load that up, get that situated, and then I'm going to go to the restroom, grab a bite to eat. And we will start playing that. Let me load this up. Change my games. If you were here for Arc Raiders, I apologize, but we are switching games. We'll play more Arc Raiders tomorrow. Promise. Where I inevitably don't increase my trial score because it's busted. But that's okay. We have fun here. We have fun here in this house. In this house, we have the funds. Not really the funds, but you know what I mean. There's a thing here that we do, okay? And it's have the fun. There you go. You like that? Is that better? Let me get all this set up. Boom, boom, boom. That's set up. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing with Lovin's like thing. She's not really a MMO type of person. She's not the MMO type thing, but I think there's a lot of decoration stuff in here, and I think you get your own place you can decorate, and I may be able to be like, hey, guess what? You can play the game too. Guess what? You can play the game too. And she'd be like, I don't want to play another game. I'd be like, oh, that's too damn bad. Keep digging. It's going to go black for a second while I put the audio up. Give me 1 second. Let me get the audio for this. Hold. Everyone hold. Everyone hold. Getting the audio. We are getting the audio. Audio's live. We're live on audio. Not too loud. Turn it down just a tad, a smidge. Okay, let me. I broke that. That's broken now. Now you can't hear anything. And now we're back, and now it's broken again. I hate when it's dude. The lost. Whoever decided to do lose focus on audio. Stop it. Just stop it. Yeah, it always should be an option, but this one doesn't have it yet. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that. All right, can we see everyone good? I'm in a good spot. I'll see where my camera thing is once I'm in the game. And that fucking dude, look how badass this title screen. Look at that badass title screen. A little backstory. This is your uncle, and this is your character. You are the baby. And then you grow up, and it's like the whole protagonist thing, you know. The opening for this was really badass, too. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was pretty cool. They did a good job. For a free-to-play, it was pretty good.
The longevity tablet in Uncle Jiang's room is also dedicated to this general. But Uncle Jiang never told me his name.
All right, y'all enjoy the visuals. We're in an encampment. I'll explain what's happening. I'm in an encampment that I need to go and do a little side quest. When I get back from using the restroom and grabbing a little quick bite to eat, we will take over this encampment. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, Portable, you do.